Yo, what's up, guys? Coming at you today with a quick and easy one. Gonna be doing a chicken penne pasta with a homemade tomato sauce. Now we're gonna be using cherry tomatoes in this sauce recipe, which is gonna cut down our cooking time significantly. So that makes this great if you're getting off late and still want something fresh and delicious. Also great for a family of four, quick dinner, doesn't take much at all. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, we're going to get this one started by boiling some water for that penne pasta. You set the heat to high, get some salt in there. Then we're just going to cover it and let it go till we get a real nice boil going. While you're waiting on that, now's also a good time to get your onion and garlic cut up that you're going to need later on. So also while you're waiting on that water to boil, we're going to get the chicken started here. Just seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper. And you want to get that on burner on like a medium to a medium high heat. As soon as this water is boiling, we're going to go ahead and add our penne pasta. You really only need like half a box for this recipe, but I did use a whole box here. So our chicken's been going for a couple minutes here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop that open and flip it. See, the bomb's got this nice golden brown color to it. That's exactly what you're looking for. So I don't show it here, but I always use a cooking thermometer to check the internal temperature when I'm cooking meat of any kind. With chicken, you want to hit 165 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature at the thickest part to ensure it's safe to eat and you're not going to give yourself food poisoning. So as soon as you pull the chicken out, we're going to add our half a diced onion and our 2 cloves of minced garlic to the same pan that we cooked the chicken in. A little bit of olive oil, some more salt and pepper. Now you want to make sure you're doing this in the same pan that you cook the chicken, because those little bits of chicken particulate there in the pan are going to add so much flavor to your sauce once we get the tomatoes in there and cook them down some. Now we're just trying to sweat these onions and get a little bit of color to them before we add the tomatoes. So while this is going, we're going to turn our heat down to like a medium low and just kind of let this sit for a minute while we handle our penne pasta. Now before straining, don't be afraid to take a noodle and give it a little taste test. You want them done al dente, but don't be afraid if they're very slightly underdone, because we will be throwing these back into the pan later with the sauce once that's finished. Now as you can see, I am using a pasta spoon here to pull the rest of these noodles out. You don't want to just dump it straight in, because you want to save some of this pasta water to add to your tomato sauce layer to help thicken it up. Now we are going to run some cold water over top of our penne here. You don't want these to continue to cook in the strainer when they're sitting there, so you really want to make sure you chill them down and stop that cooking process. And if you have to do like I just did and pull the strainer out at the bottom of the sink so it continues to drain, make sure you don't burn yourself, because remember that water was boiling a few minutes ago. I may have burnt myself a little. Now once you have those noodles cooled down, you can just leave them sitting there. We're going to come back to them later once we finish up our tomato sauce. Alright, back to the onions and garlic. Left these sitting on like a low heat to simmer while I was dealing with the pasta. You don't want to end up burning your onions to the pan while you're not paying attention. But now we're just going to add our cherry tomatoes in here. Using cherry tomatoes really helps to speed up the process of this tomato sauce. If you were to use whole tomatoes and really do it right, it would take you a couple of hours, whereas using cherry tomatoes, you can cook them down quite quickly to make a quick sauce. Now once these tomatoes are soft, we're going to use a potato masher here to go ahead and just crush the rest of them down. Now careful while doing this. If you're a little bit over ambitious about crushing them, you're likely to get a little bit of a tomato fountain like I do here. Yeah, that's why I always keep paper towels on standby to clean up while I'm cooking. So as soon as that's all mashed, you just want to keep this stirred. Have your heat set to like a medium low. I honestly have the heat a little bit too high here. You don't really want to boil the sauce. You just want to kind of like simmer it down. Now that the tomatoes are fully cooked down, we're going to add a little bit of seasoning here. Using a little bit of freshly chopped basil, as well as a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. always like to use some freshly ground black peppercorn just to get that little bit extra bite to it. So we'll get all that stirred in here in a second, then just cover the pan up to let it simmer for a little bit longer. Now I am adding this pasta water a little bit late here. Honestly, whenever you have all the tomatoes crushed and you start to get a little bit of water in the pan, that's when you really should be adding your pasta water, just to help thicken it up during the simmering process. But totally fine adding it late. Just gonna have to simmer it a little bit longer to give it time to thicken up. I haven't shown it on camera here, but I did get a little spoonful of this sauce to get a taste of it. Love the flavor. See, it's thickened up a little bit, so we're ready to go. Now you only need about half a box of the penne pasta. I made a full box here just because I had some leftover Alfredo in the fridge that I wanted to combine it with. But if you're just doing the tomato and chicken sauce like I'm doing in this video, only use about half a box. As you can see, we're just throwing that chicken right into our tomato sauce, and we're gonna add our penne pasta here as well. Like I said, about half of what we made with the entire box. Now once we get that all combined and then stirred up, we're finished. And now we're ready to plate. Now following this recipe, it's good for about 4 servings here. So we're just going to get that thrown on a plate, nice little basil leaf off to the side. Then we're going to shave some mozzarella on top. As you can see, I didn't get an entire stick of mozzarella. I got sliced, but shave it down with a grater still works. And with that, we're done. Happy eating.